Shalom, all praises to Yahweh, Ba Hashem, Yahweh Shah, Ba Hashem, Rakakwadash, the honors to the apostles, the elders, salutations to you, sincere brothers, teaching in truth and sincerity. Lesson will be entitled, Was He Justified? Lord will, you are edified. Video was inspired by the YouTube platform, The Family. Fair use. Video is entitled, Married Alabama Coach Killed After Affair with 21-year-old in her boyfriend's home. I repeat, married Alabama coach killed after affair with 21-year-old in her boyfriend's home. Fair use.
Nobody wins when the family feels, but my
I don't give a what the y'all talking about? What y'all talking about?
He ain't gonna get no charge. Dog on my.
No, it ain't even like that.
He ain't gonna get no charge.
Charges been dropped. I don't know. I'm not gonna even show that boy much so I can get with praying for his family. Cause it's a tough situation. Y'all been talking about my cousin so fucking bad.
Everybody.
Y'all been talking about my cousin so motherfucking. Charges dropped. Ain't no justified shit. And I'm looking how I'm looking. 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 Are we on that? Charges dropped. Y'all talking about? Y'all been talking all that about my cousin. My cousin's a good nigga. He made a bad decision. Man, them folks. And I'm still praying for his family. I'm still praying for his family.
He ain't gonna do no time.
I'm still praying for his family. And I hope his family praying for mine too. But we both took a loss.
Fine. What you do if you walk into your home and you found someone else in the bed with your partner? Would you gonna walk away or would you snap? In Alabama, that question just turned deadly. And the person who lost their life was a beloved football coach. We got another story coming out of Alabama. And I need y'all to tap in because this one gonna bring some strong...
Big news. Kraken just brought in a new customer support hire. Turns out all he supports...
opinions. Fam, a lot of people calling the story we about to discuss a crime of passion, while others say it's clear-cut murder, and the man need to face the full consequences. But we're talking about a beloved football coach in his late 30s, well-respected in the community, which we'll later pay our respects to, while another man was just getting off work trying to provide for his household. He was gunned down after being caught inside his house. But here's the twist. The woman at the center of all this, she just 23 years old. I say that out the gate. And this wasn't just some random encounter. She was in a relationship. At least she thought so. Except the man who was gunned down was married. On top of that, what's being said is the victim didn't come through the front door. The Ring camera didn't catch him. People believe he entered through the balcony, which folks are calling red flag number 1. But after that incident, the young woman had seemingly spoke up indirectly in what she considered to her close friends. But it was shocking. She didn't speak up for her boyfriend, the guy home she was in. She spoke up for the married man who was gunned down. Assuming she didn't expect that her close friends would screenshot her post and blast it all over social media. Well, that's the case. And that came after she deactivated her Facebook. Now fam, you would think this answer clear cut, but as we go over this, I want y'all to ask yourself, who really in the wrong here? The married coach for being there? Or the boyfriend who was taking the law into his own hands? Or is this one of those situations where everybody crossed the line and tragedy was the only possible income? Because yes, age differences can raise eyebrows, but once you're 21, you're legal. That's just reality. Still, the choices made here cost the man his life, and his cousin has now spoken up publicly, which we'll later check out after charges were filed. But before we go over this one, I want you guys to remember, I don't give you no angle, I just give you the story. So with that being said, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. We'll jump right to it. Now fam, I was debating about pointing out this fact, but we are a news platform and I take pride on making sure I bring all public facts to you guys, all public information. And I want you guys to know that the man we're talking about is a high school football coach where this young woman had attended. Now if this happened now, he was a coach then, we cannot say for certain that this possibly didn't go on while in high school. So that's just something y'all need to think about. Let's continue with the story. A once standout college football wide receiver who went by the name of Demetrius Beverly, 38 years old, he played for UAPB. Beverly was a proud member of the Golden Lions from 2003 to 2007 and was part of the 2006 SWAC Western Division Championship team. Beverly was a graduate of Parker High School where he played football and baseball. He returned to his school in 2020 as a part-time assistant football coach. He was a mentor, husband, father, and a friend whose impact will live on through countless lives he touched. I looked at some of his posts he made on Facebook, and some of them stood out to me. One quoting, "She said she got a boyfriend? I say so. You got another one? Laugh out loud." Another one quote, "Why do people always want you single when you got a spouse?" Another one wrote, "If you got two girls and can't choose between them, either flip a coin or have sex tiebreaker. I'm just saying." The last one I want to point out, he said, "If I can build my perfect girl, she will have my ex-girlfriend ways, my after-college girl looks, have a body like the track star I dated, and have the brains of a nerd I cheated off of. My perfect girl." But on Wednesday night, August 13, 2025, a tragedy struck at the Lakeshore Ridge Apartments in South Birmingham. Demetrius Beverly, a coach who inspired many young people in Birmingham, was shot and killed inside a bedroom. According to reports, an adult male came home from work and found Beverly with the woman who was deemed his girlfriend inside the apartment. Moments later, Beverly was fatally shot. But that wasn't just allegedly his girlfriend. That was also allegedly his apartment. The woman was later identified as Jamia Lawson, 23 years old, a former Parker High School student. She was in a relationship with DeCorleone Keyshawn, 23 years old. And he also had access to the Ring camera. He decided to come home early, not thinking nothing of it, and that's why people assuming that
That's another reason why it's a widespread of diseases.
victim had allegedly climbed the balcony. His girlfriend quickly called 911. Officers arrived and found Beverly unresponsive in the bedroom of the apartment. He was pronounced deceased on the scene. May he rest in peace. And love and condolences to his family. And Jamia's boyfriend was later.
How do you make the pink salt recipe that Rebel Wilson used to lose weight? I swear, if one more person asked me,
Arrested.
To breaking news that we first told you about yesterday morning. A Birmingham High School football. We have a new update this morning to breaking news that we first told you about yesterday morning. A Birmingham High School football coach killed in a deadly shooting. This morning, the man charged in that killing waking up behind bars. Parker High School shared this post of Demetrius Beverly. The school says he was an assistant football coach. He was also a former football whose impact will live on through the complex's parking lot. He is now in the Jefferson County Jail being charged with Beverly's murder, and whose impact will live on through the countless lives he touched. DeCorleone Robinson is charged with Beverly's murder. Beverly was found dead at Lakeshore Ridge Apartments Wednesday night. Police say Robinson was arrested in the complex's parking lot. He is now in the Jefferson County Jail being held without bond.
Now, still with so many unanswered questions, the football coach cousin had briefly spoke on social media after all the backlash that her cousin was getting, and she cleared some things up. Check out about 5 minutes of this 30-minute live.
Charges have been.
But get what? Charge of foul. And that boy had that switch on him.
Right.
Fuck y'all
It's
talking
going
about.
down for some.
Somebody got to speak
Ain't
for
no
him.
free nothing.
Get
It's
what?
going down for
We
something.
still gonna say free him, cause like I said, I'm praying for his family too. You know why? Cause that girl put my cousin
Y'all
in a
ain't
fucked
pray
up
for her,
situation.
though.
Get what? You don't
When
know
you
what they
better-
family did.
when
Wait a
you
minute,
know
Toya.
better, you do
Wait a
better.
minute. Wait a
I
minute.
really seen a lot of shit.
Wait a minute. Let me say this, cause I'm damn near 40.
So again, married Alabama coach killed after affair with 21-year-old in her boyfriend's home. And of course, the boyfriend murked out the coach, okay? And the coach was in the boyfriend's home. So was the boyfriend, or is the boyfriend justified? Let's go to Leviticus chapter 20, verse 10. And the man that commits adultery with another man's wife, even he that commits adultery with his neighbor's wife, the adulterer and the adulteress shall surely be put to death. Okay, and that's the law. That is the law. All right. So adultery is when a woman has sex with two or more men. That is the true definition of adultery. Now, for the women that believe in this truth, no worries, because you went through the rigorous process of being born again if you committed that act. Let's go to Matthew chapter 5 and 32 in the NLT. Yahushua speaking. But I say that a man who divorces his wife, unless she has been unfaithful, committed adultery, causes her to commit adultery. How so? And anyone who marries a divorced woman also commits adultery. Why? Because that man is sleeping with someone else's wife. Let's go to Numbers, or is it Proverbs? The 6th chapter. Let's jump down to verse 34. For the woman's jealous husband, you know what? Let's start at verse 32. Proverbs 6 and 32. But the man who commits adultery is an utter fool, that Alabama coach. For he destroys himself. He got shot. Verse 33. He will be wounded and disgraced. His shame will never be erased. This Alabama coach now has adultery attached to his legacy. When his name ever comes up, people will associate adultery to his name and the reason why he got killed. Period. So let's go back to Proverbs chapter 6 and verse 32. But the man who commits adultery is an utter fool, that Alabama coach, for he destroys himself. He got murked out. Verse 33, he will be wounded and disgraced. His shame will never be erased. Adultery is part of his legacy. Verse 34, for the woman's jealous husband with Salakia will be furious, and he will show no mercy when he takes revenge. And this 21-year-old so-called boyfriend, really her husband, okay, came home and he shot him. Okay, he came home and shot him. Why? Because he was in his house, in his bed, sleeping with his wife. For the woman's jealous husband will be furious, and he will show no mercy when he takes revenge. Verse 35. He will accept no compensation, nor be satisfied with a payoff of any size. So if that Alabama coach was pleading for his life, look, I got such and such I can give you. Please give me one more chance. Your boy did not hear that, if that truly happened. Okay? Ecclesiasticus chapter 9 and verse 9. Sit not at all with another man's wife, nor sit down with her in your arms, and spend not your money with her at the wine, lest your mind incline unto her, and so through your desire you fall into destruction. Okay? You don't supposed to spend time with another man's wife. That's not your possession. That's his possession. And drinking only intensifies wicked lust. And that wicked lust is, man, you will love to smash her, and so on and so forth. But guess what? The end of all of that bullshit, the end of that wicked lust brings what? Your demise and possible her demise. Okay? Ecclesiasticus chapter 36 and verse 24. He that gets a wife begins a possession, a help like unto himself, and a pillar of rest. And the Corleone guy, the so-called boyfriend, and that thought more than likely was in his mind. Man, this nigga done this to my woman. This nigga done did this to my woman. Has done that to my woman. And what he experienced was rage. Okay? Rage. Nothing could quench that rage because he's looking at that woman like, you're mine. What the fuck are you doing? Okay? As he grabs that gun and Swiss cheese that nigga. All right. One more precept. Let's get, is it Ecclesiasticus? Ecclesiasticus 40:19. Children and the building of a city continue a man's name. Okay. Lord will, man. Our city is the kingdom of heaven. But a blameless wife is counted above them both. So wait a minute. When it comes to children, when it comes to building of a city, right? What's more important, the greater of all of this is a blameless wife is counted above them both. And in the case of this 21-year-old, she wasn't blameless. She wasn't blameless. Okay, she was committing adultery with another man, and her husband, okay, got rid of the problem. Lord will, this was edifying. Shalom.